نعلمهم أيضا أننا هنا للدعوة. الطريقة الوحيدة والمثلى لنعلم أولادنا أننا هنا للدعوة أن نعطيهم المثال، أن يروا أن جل اهتمامنا هو بالإسلام، وأن معظم ما نفعله في ليلتنا ويومنا إنما هو لخدمة الدعوة. فإن رأى أولادنا وبناتنا ذلك تعلموا ذلك حتى من غير أن نقول لهم. لكن تقول لولدك نحن هنا من أجل الدعوة، وهو لا يراك إلا تشقى ليلا ونهارا من أجل الدولار، فأقول لك يعني أنت تقول هذا كلام نظري، وأنا ما أراك تفعل، إنما أنت هنا من أجل المال فقط. نعم. نعم. Of course we do.
Yeah, that's a big question.
نعم.
They're gonna ask you why.
Why do we have to make da'wah?
They teach them قيم والمبادئ. إحنا الإسلام في قيم ومبادئ.
نعم.
هنا في المدرسة they teach them also moral and value.
نعم.
And they're gonna ask you why.
صح. Of course. It's a very easy question. Yeah. They do ask why, but
they're gonna ask you go. Muslim countries.
See,
and they need it. Maybe they need it more than here. What we see now everywhere, Muslim country. Maybe they need it more than here.
صح.
Many forms, really. You don't have to directly say no. It's the way you go about it.
Yeah, but he's not asking about the forms of the da'wah. He's asking about
how the kids they're gonna
the reason why.
Syria, what happened in Syria now, and what happened in a lot of Muslim countries.
I hear you.
And here, they're gonna say, maybe in Syria, Egypt, Libya, they need more da'wah. Muslims they need more da'wah there than here.
Okay. سؤال وجيه. It's a very good, important question. The children, when we start talking to them about having da'wah here, give the microphone to the sister there after I answer this question, please. Why we give da'wah here, even though our own countries that have the land of Islam, they're struggling. They struggle and they're doing horrible things that even non-Muslims wouldn't do to each other. So that is a very, very sad situation. It's a very bad status quo, and it's a tragedy. But the children who born and grew up here, they know much more better than we do that everywhere in the world there are good people and bad people. And sometimes bad people take over, and sometimes good people take over. And this is the sunnah of Allah in earth. هذه سنة الله سبحانه وتعالى في خلقه. وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس. حتى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لما كان بين ظهراني الجنود الذين كانوا يحاربون في أحد هزموا. صح ولا لا؟ فعندما نتكلم مع أولادنا نتكلم معهم بواقع الحياة ونعلقهم بالآخرة. هذه هي مربط الفرس. إذا تعلق القلب الولد أو البنت بالآخرة، وأن هذه إنما الحياة الدنيا متاع وإن الآخرة هي دار القرار، خلاص يبقى احنا بنعمل للآخرة. الدنيا هذه كلها امتحانات. What's happening in Syria is a test for the people there. What's happening here is a test for you. So don't worry about the test that's happening to other people. Worry about your own test. Your test is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you here to deliver the message of that there is a day judgment, there is nar and there is jannah and there is akhirah, and that's what we have to teach our children to amal bil akhirah. Sister.
Assalamu alaikum. I think from my point of view, what I see sometimes is there is a conflict between our culture and the real Islam when we are teaching our kids the way we treat boys and girls, especially. Here they are, they grew up differently. So
when you say our culture, which culture you mean?
I'm Moroccan.
Okay.
So there is sometimes always, there is pressure. How can you balance? You want them to learn culture, you want them, but sometimes they just want to know Just they want to know the American Islam. That's what they want.
We talked about that in the first half of this lecture tonight, and we were saying that we have to resolve this conflict. The conflict is on the surface, but in the bottom, humanity is humanity, and people are people, and people like good and hate bad. People like to benefit and hate to lose. People are like that all over the world. So if some part of our culture as Arabs is not very encouraging thing for the children to learn about Islam, don't talk to them about that. Remind them of the good part of our culture, because there is in the Muslim and the Arab world, there is a lot of bad. And the bad, when it shows in some place, it actually makes it feel like this is everything that is there. If you have a very nice white dress and there is a bad spot that is dark on that dress, you look at the dress, you don't see all the whiteness of the whole dress, but you only see that one black spot. And this is, if you remember that situation years ago, you're not going to remember the whole white dress. You're just going to remember this one black spot. So what's happening in our cultures now, there is a big black spot there, but the goodness is majority. The good people are more than 90%. But because media is only interested in the bad, media is only interested in the conflict, media is only interested in what gives Islam and Arabs bad publicity, that's all what we see. So we can talk to our children about that. Not everything the way it seems. Not the things are not the way they seem. Most of the time, things are not the way they look. We have to look deeper. We have to teach our children to look beyond the surface, to see what is really in there and not get distracted with what's in the surface. The conflict between teaching them Islam and this culture is not a real conflict. It is not. What we're trying to give people here is for their own good. And like I said, people like good and like to be taught good things. If we only find the way to deliver the message and relate to these people by learning their culture and relating to some of their culture and showing them that it is the same thing except what we have, Islam is a revolution against bad. Islam is a revolution against every single bad thing. When they say Islam is backward, we say what we have today is more jahiliyyah than Islam. Because before Islam, people were like this today, right? Before Islam, there was no system, that women were sold in the market because they're women, and all of that. The biggest revolution that came to the humanity to give the women's rights in the entire history of mankind is Islam. We have to tell people that. You talking about women's rights? We invented women's rights, Muslims, you know. And your women here in the United States started voting only a few decades ago when Hafsa, Ammat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was on a horse fighting in a big battle in Uhud, defending Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we invented women's rights, we invented equality, we invented human rights, except that they don't know. We have to tell them. Now.
I'm going to bring you back to the da'wah. Thank you so much for your lecture. I will bring you back to the da'wah. You mentioned earlier that coming to this land is putting on our shoulder the responsibility to call people to Islam.
Yeah.
And some people got the skills and the ability to call people to Islam, and some people are not. However, raising our children in Islamic way and teach them the Islamic culture, is that be concerned a part of da'wah, or supporting Islamic center or mosques, is that considered part of da'wah?
Of course, yes. That's not really a question, it's a comment, right? Yeah. So yeah, the brother is saying that making da'wah is not by becoming a da'iyah. Because not everybody is made to become a da'iyah. Not everybody has the skills to become a da'iyah. But if you support a da'iyah, if you support a center for da'wah like this center, if you, we invited an imam to come and give muhadara and he's coming from a different state. So go pick him up at the airport. You made da'wah because you bring him, right? Anything you can do, any little thing to support the effort for da'wah is da'wah. Da'wah in Allah is by example. You don't have to be a da'iyah, you don't have to learn all the things. Even the Sahaba in the beginning of Islam, they would go out and make da'wah with knowing La ilaha illallah, faqat. That's it. And they would go and tell people about La ilaha illallah. So you don't have to be so skilled in order to make da'wah. Just act Muslim in front of people. And that is a great da'wah. That's actually better than any da'wah. Any questions in the sister area? Okay, go ahead.
Bismillah ar-Rahman. I think this is a great topic, the school system that you are talking about. And I'm just trying to add to the brother behind me and the sister, where she mentioned that these kids, when they reach a certain age, 12, 13, 14, they just would like to know about American Islam. There is only one Islam, Arabic or English or Hindu, whatever.
Yes.
But I'm talking from the point where, as a volunteer in this school here since its inception, and parents and teachers always hear the kids, maybe not all of them, but maybe more than 50%, that the school is boring. Okay. I'll tell you why all of my 3 kids came over here, including my 17 years old. I never heard that, but my feeling is these kids are brought here on Saturdays and Sundays for only 3 hours. Years ago it used to be less. And I do not blame them. Maybe they feel that they are forced to come in to learn Arabic in a formal, strict way, which maybe we need to tweak a little bit, make it more fun as a second language. Like that you can explain to them. I came here, I went to UMass, I went to Bunker Hill, I had to have some American friends to learn this language as a second language. If we can tweak and approach them that way about Arabic, and at the same time, I'm trying maybe to answer, because I picked up from the sister who said that they care about, American Islam. To have the teachers who are able to switch the tongue from Arabic after teaching them in a fun way Arabic as a second language to the topic of Islam. And if they are not, we can have an extra teacher who comes to these classrooms and approach them differently. What do you know about Islam? What your parent taught you at home? What would you like to know? The Salat, the history, or we can have a curriculum topic by topic. How Islam started, how was Muhammad is, and you can, have a way to communicate with these kids and make them interested. Since you said that some parents has 3 jobs, and they see everything with their eyes. You are not doing that well. You're not doing that. So at least they will learn from that English tongue speaker what is Islam. Just an opinion.
I totally agree. I join my voice to yours, and we should teach our teachers how to teach. Because I said that earlier, that qualifications of people who should teach children should be a lot more than just knowing Arabic and knowing the Quran. They should study about children education because it's a total different field of knowledge. And if we can have this happen to our schools, all our schools, not just this one, that we train our teachers. We have to have like gradual, organized training programs for our teachers to do just that, to do the education in a scientific way, and also turn the learning experience for the kids to become something interesting, something fun. It doesn't have to be like all the way fun out of the way, but it has to interest the children. And what interests the children, it has to be thought through very carefully, because not everything that interests us, for example, interests our children. So yeah, it is very important thing to modify, like our brother put it together, to tweak a little bit the system and the curriculum so it is interesting to the children, and that we should work on educating our teachers or training them in a way, or start hiring some more qualified teachers who can teach children in a good way, so the school is not boring. The kid is coming to the school Saturday morning crying and just counting the minutes to get out of here. We don't want that. We have to have the children look forward to the weekend so they come to the Islamic school. We have to find a way to do that one way or another, and we have to do the effort. It takes an effort that gets out of our comfort zone in order to accomplish that and work on that. Jazakallah khair. Sister, alaikum salam. أهلا وسهلا, كيف حالك؟ Can you give her the microphone, please, so everybody can hear? Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Here, the responsibility don't take only the school. Our kids, as the background of the parents, young parents, they are here. I can take off 50 kids, American, but I'm not able to take off 10 kids Arab. The behavior of the kids that come in at the school, they are really unbearable, uncomfortable. The responsibility, I will say, if the parents that start from home first, if you want your kids, he has to respect the teachers, they have to behave in the school. The behavior in the school, you cannot see it in public school, you cannot see it in American school. The behavior that the kids behave with the parents start there. I will say that the parents have to cooperate with the teacher, and they have to adapt that manner. If we check just the mosque, if you go to the church, you won't see the kids running around in lecture time. In our mosque, they're running all the time. So it's not where the place to go, it's the way we take care of it, how we can handle it, how we teach the manner, Islamic manner, because the manners come from Islam first.
MashaAllah, sister, you really hit a very sore spot in this, in what we have here. It's a very difficult thing to have Muslims behave in the Muslim community the same way they behave when they are out there in the American arena. You go anywhere, you park correctly, put your car in the line, you stand in the line, you wait, you behave like everybody else. You come to the mosque, it's like it's a different planet. You park anywhere, tell you that, brother, the parking is full. like a new fight with the brother who's trying to, keep the order going. You go any place, you keep the place clean. We go to the bathroom of the masjid, and there is paper towel on the floor, and there is water all over the place. And then the other thing, we go to visit our children in the school. We're so humble, our head is so down between our shoulder, talking to the principal, talking to the teacher nicely. We come here to the sister who's teaching our children the Quran, we start yelling at her. Why? Why is this like two-faced kind of thing that we do? Think about it. And we have to really do this, especially with that one matter, because our teachers are take care of teaching our children their deen and the Arabic language. They're giving us a favor, a big favor, very huge favor that we cannot pay him enough for it. We're paying him very little for a very big job they're doing and very big favor they're giving us. And it's like we say, al-ain basira wal-eid asira. I mean, I know the school would love to value the teachers a lot more than that, and I'm sure they do value them, but it is like a matter of budget. And I'm talking to the people who donate here. Donating towards education is rewarded from Allah very, very highly. من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. So if you are helping a child to get Islamic education, it is good to give money to the poor or to feed the hungry, but people who are hungry for ilm, this kind of hunger is even more important, I say. So support the school, so the school would have a better budget, so they can train the teachers and also put less children. Alhamdulillah, for the big number of children we have, it's a great thing, but we cannot put 50 children together with one teacher. That is not acceptable. So we have to really fix that situation. One more question and we have to pray Aisha. And if we don't have one more question, then we go ahead and faddal.
Just a little bit more from what the sister said. I agree with her because there is a problem with some kids. It's like a playground, and they're doing it even in purpose. They look at you like, and I tell you why they do it, because they don't want to be here. We're going to come back to the same point that we discussed before. He is brought like kind of by force. He has to go, and the parents are paying the money for it, but he doesn't want to be here because it's too formal. He knows that he's going, and he knows that from the public school, what he hears in the classroom, his friends, they have football, they have tennis, they have running, they have swimming, and he has to come here, and it's too formal in a class. There is nothing wrong about formality, but the way of teaching them, it should be fun. And if he knows is he coming for a second language, I think he will take it much better. Learning Islam in English, there is nothing wrong with it. Because, like we said, we are staying here, and if he knows how to express Islam in English, alhamdulillah, that's a big plus for da'wah. How is he going to explain it to Americans? In Arabic?
That's right.
There is nothing wrong.
Yes, Jazakallah khair.
If he knows that Islam, alhamdulillah, at least 40%, 50%, in English, he can communicate, inshallah, for da'wah. That son will be, and then even if he grow up at school, he can, who knows, teach it, volunteers in center in English, and Allah yuwaffiq, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan. So the brother has suggested, like he said it to us, that we should, for our children who only spoke English growing up and English is first language, we should separate them and teach them Arabic as a second language. There are a lot of our children here that grew up with Arabic as a first language at home, so it's fine to teach those children Arabic as a first language, it's okay, but we should have two separate curriculums. So children who grew up speaking only Arabic at home, they should learn Arabic as a second language, and that is a totally different approach. Jazakallah khair.
جزا الله الأستاذ الكريم على مرة أخرى نجدد له الترحاب. أيضا نجدد لكم الترحاب لوجودكم معنا في هذا البرنامج الشهري. فإن شاء الله أظن أن الوقت قد انتهى. إن شاء الله نختم بالدعاء ثم نقوم بصلاة العشاء إن شاء الله، وبعد العشاء مباشرة نصلي ما تيسر من صلاة القيام. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. عملنا سوءا وظلمنا أنفسنا فاغفر لنا فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك فيكم.